10 of the most amazing royal jewelry in the world. On January the 24th, 1874, the wedding of Grand Duchess Maria Alexandrovna and Prince Alfred of Great Britain, Duke of Edinburgh, took place. Emperor Alexander II presented his daughter with a sapphire parure as a wedding gift, consisting of a tiara, a necklace, and a corsage jewelry that could be disassembled into 2 brooches. The parure pattern included symbols of Maria Alexandrovna's new homeland, a Scottish thistle, an English rose, and an Irish shamrock. Unfortunately, there are no photographs of Maria Alexandrovna in this headset. However, there are photos of her daughter, Grand Duchess Victoria Feodorovna, wearing this headdress. All these pictures were taken after her second marriage, so it can be assumed that the sapphire parure could have been a wedding gift from Maria Alexandrovna to her second daughter. After emigrating due to financial difficulties, the Grand Duchess sold the sapphire set, and its fate remains unknown. In 1840, jeweller Karl Martin Weishaupt created an exquisite tiara with emeralds and diamonds in gold and silver settings. It is accompanied by a parure consisting of a necklace, earrings, and a brooch. The tiara was made in honor of the silver wedding of Queen Caroline Amalie, 1796 to 1881, née Princess of Schleswig-Holstein-Sonderburg or Gustenberg. She became the wife of King Christian VIII of Denmark. To create the parure, the jeweler used 23 emeralds that had previously been presented to Queen Sophia Magdalene in 1723, as well as 41 emeralds from the collection of Princess Charlotte. After its creation, the tiara and parure became the property of the Danish crown. For this reason, they cannot be exported from Denmark or worn by anyone other than the Queen. In 1914, Queen Alexandrina, 1879 to 1952, née Duchess of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, ordered the jewelry to be placed at Rosenborg Castle, where they are still kept and exhibited. The tiara, with 40 emeralds in a gold setting and 1,031 diamonds in a silver setting, was created in 1819 to 1820 by court jewelers Everard and Frederick Barbst. Precious stones from the royal collection were used in its creation. The tiara was presented by King Louis XVIII of France to his niece, Princess Marie-Thérèse of France, Duchess of Angoulême, 1778 to 1851. After the July Revolution of 1830, Princess Maria Theresa went into exile, leaving the tiara in France. Its next owner was the new Queen Maria Amalia, 1782 to 1866, the wife of King Louis-Philippe Vathès. In 1848, the House of Orléans was overthrown, and the royal jewels ended up in the state treasury. During the Second Empire, the tiara was used by Empress Eugénie, 1826 to 1920, who really liked the decoration. After the overthrow of Napoleon III, the tiara returned to the treasury. The tiara has been repeatedly exhibited at various exhibitions. In 1887, it was put up for auction among other jewels of the French crown. Jeweler Baruch purchased the tiara on behalf of the Hungarian Count Emmanuel Andrassy, 1821 to 1891. The jewelry was worn by women from the Andrassy family, the Count's daughter-in-law, Countess Eleonora, 1862 to 1936, née Countess von Kaunitz-Rietberg, and her daughter-in-law, Countess Maria, 1892 to 1975, née Countess Holonevskaya. In 1954, the tiara was put up for auction at Sotheby's and sold to Mr. Barvis from London. Around 1958, it was acquired by Viscount Anthony Lambton, 1922 to 2006, and his wife Lady Belinda, 1921 to 2003, repeatedly appeared in the tiara. In 1982, Lord Lambton, who became the 6th Earl of Durham, loaned the tiara to the Victoria and Albert Museum, where it remained until 2002. After that, the owner decided to sell the tiara and agreed with the Louvre. The jewelry is currently on display at the Louvre, along with other French crown jewels. A red gold tiara decorated with small pearls and 7 cameos is part of the parure, which also includes a necklace, bracelet, earrings, and a brooch. It was created by the French court jeweler Marie-Étienne Niteau in 1809. Emperor Napoleon I of France presented this tiara to his first wife, Empress Josephine, 1763 to 1814. After her death, the decoration passed to their son, Eugene de Beauharnais, 1781 to 1824, who in 1823 gave it to his eldest daughter, Princess Josephine of Leuchtenberg, 1807 to 1876, in honor of her wedding to Crown Prince Oscar of Sweden and Norway. The only daughter of the crowned couple, Princess Eugenie, 1830 to 1889, inherited the tiara without marrying. The next owner was her nephew, Prince Eugene, Duke of Neerkes, 1865 to 1947, also unmarried and childless. In 1932, he gave the tiara to Princess Sibylla of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, 1908 to 1972. The bride of his great-nephew, Prince Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden, Duke of Westerbotten. Their daughters, Princess Brigitte, 1937 to 2024, and Princess Desideria, born 1938, wore the tiara at their weddings. After the death of Princess Sibylla, the decoration passed to her son, King Carl XVI Gustav. He later presented the tiara to his fiancée, Sylvia Sommerlath, born 1943. The Queen often wears a tiara on special occasions. In addition, the King's eldest daughter, Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden, born. She wore it at her wedding in 2010. The tiara, made of gold and natural pearls, created in 1820 by the Swedish master Carl Gustav Floral, is an outstanding example of jewelry art of the Romantic era. This exquisite work combines the skill of a jeweler and the natural beauty of pearls, which makes it especially valuable. The tiara belonged to Countess Trlet Bondi, 1821 to 1911, also known as Julia Barner. She was not only an outstanding representative of the Swedish aristocracy, but also a patroness of the arts. The tiara became part of her rich heritage and was often decorated at special events and social gatherings. In 2017, the tiara was sold at the Bukowski's auction, one of the leading auctions in Scandinavia. This fact highlights its historical and cultural significance, as well as the interest of collectors in jewelry of that time. The final sale price was 13,000 Swedish krona, which indicates a high demand for such products. This magnificent silver count's coronet, decorated with pearls and diamonds, was created around 1880. It belonged to Countess Pauline von Württemberg, 1836 to 1911, who after her marriage became Countess von Wüttenau-Hohenturm. Pauline came from the morganatic branch of the royal house of Württemberg, which gave her jewelry a special significance. The coronet was probably part of her wedding outfit or used in special ceremonies. This exquisite accessory emphasized her status and elegance. In 2014, the coronet was sold at the prestigious Epley auction, where such historical items are in high demand among collectors and jewelry connoisseurs. Today, this coronet, with its exquisite workmanship and rich decoration, is a rare and valuable exhibit, showcasing the luxury and grandeur of the era. It recalls the outstanding past of Countess Pauline and her connection with one of the most famous royal dynasties in Europe. The bando tiara, made of gold, pearls and intaglios of blue agate, was created around 1810 by the French court jewelers Niteau. It was intended for Queen Caroline Bonaparte of Naples, 1782 to 1839, the younger sister of Napoleon I and wife of Joachim Murat. After the completion of work on the tiara, It became part of the luxurious decoration of Caroline Bonaparte. However, later the decoration passed to the Duke of Bedford. He acquired it for his wife with the help of a mutual friend, Count Flau, who had previously been Murat's aide, de Camp. Since then, the tiara remained in the possession of the Dukes of Bedford until it was sold. Today, the bando tiara is part of the collection of the Chaumet Jewelry House. It is often exhibited at various international exhibitions, demonstrating its unique beauty and historical significance. The tiara, made by French jewelers Marie-Étienne Niteau and François Regnault around 1810, is an exquisite gold jewelry set with natural pearls and malachite cameos. This tiara is included in the package, which includes 2 necklaces, 2 bracelets, a brooch, a pendant, and 6 pins, which makes it part of a unique jewelry ensemble. The tiara originally belonged to Napoleon I's first wife, Empress Josephine, 1763 to 1814, who probably passed it on to her daughter-in-law, Duchess Augusta Amalia of Leuchtenberg, 1788 to 1851, née Princess of Bavaria. Augusta Amalie, known for her elegance and refined taste, wore these ornaments, emphasizing her status and belonging to the imperial family. Today, the tiara is part of the collection of the Napoleon Foundation in Paris. The foundation is actively engaged in preserving and popularizing the legacy of Napoleon and his era. The tiara is periodically exhibited at exhibitions around the world, attracting the attention of art and history connoisseurs. A tiara in the shape of maple leaves made of gold and silver and decorated with diamonds and rubies in the form of clusters is part of the parure. The set also includes earrings, a necklace, a brooch, a bracelet, hair clips, and a ring. Created in 1804 by an unknown French jeweler, this tiara was made for the future Queen of Sweden and Norway Desideria Bernadotte, 1777 to 1860, who at that time was the wife of Marshal Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte. After Desideria's death, the tiara passed to their daughter-in-law, Queen Josephine, 1807 to 1876, née Princess of Leuchtenberg. Josephine gave the parure to her granddaughter, Princess Louise of Sweden, 1851 to 1926, on the occasion of her wedding to Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark in 1869. Queen Louise then presented the jewelry to her daughter-in-law, Queen Alexandrina, 1879 to 1952, née Duchess of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, who in turn passed it on to her daughter-in-law, Queen Ingrid, 1910 to 2000, née Princess of Sweden. In 1947, the tiara was changed, adding brooches from the original parure. After Queen Ingrid's death in 2000, the jewelry went to her grandson, Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark, who in 2006 presented it to his wife, Crown Princess Maria née Donaldson, now Queen of Denmark. In 2010, the tiara was shortened and made more rounded. In 2017, it was redone again. Now it has become larger and has a high central point. The Rosenborg tiara, made in the shape of a coconut, is decorated with garnets, pearls, and diamonds. It is framed in platinum and gold. The top row of diamonds can be removed and worn as a necklace. The jewelry was created in the 1930s by the Danish court master Åge Dragsted. The client was Prince Viggo of Denmark, Count of Rosenborg, 1893 to 1970, for his morganatic wife, Princess Eleanor, Countess of Rosenborg, 1895 to 1966. The tiara consists of a base of platinum and gold, 40 carats of antique diamonds, oriental pearls with a diameter of about 9 millimeters, and floral garlands of pear-shaped garnets. The top row of 83 diamonds weighing 25 carats can be removed and worn as a Riviera necklace with a 1.60 carat center stone. After the death of the couple, who had no children, the tiara passed to Princess Margaret of Denmark, 1899 to 1977, née Princess of Sweden, wife of Viggo's brother, Prince Axel. Then the decoration was inherited by their son, Count Flemming of Rosenborg, 1922 to 2002, and his wife Countess Ruth, 1924 to 2010. The tiara remained in the family until the grandchildren of the Count's couple decided to sell it. First, they tried to sell it at the Swedish Bukowski's auction and then at Sotheby's. In 2014, the tiara was purchased by an unknown buyer for 245,000 Swiss francs. The golden coconut tiara is decorated with faceted and cabochon rubies and diamonds. It was created around 1890 for Countess Sophia Nikolaevna von Merenberg, 1868 to 1927. Sophia married Grand Duke Mikhail Mikhailovich in 1891 and received the title of Countess de Torby. The tiara was presented to their youngest daughter, Countess Nadesda Mikhailovna de Torby, 1896 to 1963. In 1916, Nadezhda married Prince Georg von Battenberg, 1892 to 1938, who in 1917 became a naturalised British citizen under the name George Mountbatten, and later became the second Marquess of Milford Haven. Nadezhda wore the tiara to the opening of Parliament in 1924 and to the coronation of King George VI in 1937. The jewellery was inherited until the early 2000s, when it was sold by Sarah Walker, born 1961 or 1962, the former wife of the fourth Marquess. In 2004, the tiara was exhibited at the Hermitage Museum. It soon became known that it had been acquired by a Russian businessman living in Latvia. Since then, the location of the jewellery is unknown. The tiara, consisting of 5 connected elements, each of which is decorated with a large sapphire, includes 24 sapphires, 10 of which are very small, as well as 183 diamonds. Created in the early 19th century for Empress Josephine of France, 1763 to 1814, the tiara was part of a parure that also included a necklace, earrings, a large and 2 small brooches. In the portrait of the Empress in 1806, she is depicted wearing jewellery from this parure, with the exception of a sapphire tiara. In the portrait, she wears a gold tiara and a small crown. After the divorce, Josephine kept the sapphires and almost all the jewellery she had received during her marriage to Napoleon III. The parure was inherited by her daughter, Hortense Bonaparte, 1783 to 1837, who in 1821 sold it to Duke Louis-Philippe III of Orleans, 1773 to 1850, the future King of France Louis-Philippe I. He purchased jewellery for his wife, Duchess Maria Amelia, 1782 to 1866, Princess of Naples. Maria Amalia redesigned the tiara. She shortened it, turned one of the side parts into the central element of a corsage brooch, and used the other 3 elements for another parure. Queen Maria Amalia presented the tiara to her grandchildren, Prince Louis-Philippe, 1838 to 1894, Count of Paris, and Princess Marie Isabel of Orleans, 1848 to 1919, on the occasion of their wedding in 1864. The decoration was passed down from generation to generation until 1985, when the head of the French royal house, Prince Henry VI, 1908 to 1999, Count of Paris, handed it over to the Louvre. There, the tiara, along with the rest of the parure elements, is kept to this day. The gold and silver tiara, decorated with flowers, inflorescences, sapphires and diamonds, was created in the middle of the 19th century. It is disassembled into 4 separate brooches. This tiara is part of a parure that also includes a necklace and a brooch. Empress Elizabeth of Austria-Hungary, 1837 to 1898, presented this parure to Princess Sophia of Saxony, 1845 to 1867, the bride of her brother, Duke Karl Theodor of Bavaria, 1839 to 1909, for their wedding in 1865. Sophia died early, and the tiara passed to her daughter, Duchess Amalia of Bavaria, 1865 to 1912, who in 1895 married Duke Wilhelm von Urach, 1864 to 1928. The couple had 9 children, and the jewelry was inherited by their daughter, Princess Margarita, 1901 to 1975, who remained unmarried. Princess Margarita wore this parka to the wedding of her brother, Prince Eberhard, with Princess Iniga von Thurn and taxis in 1948. After the death of Princess Margarita in 1975, the fate of the tiara is unknown. In 2017, these ornaments were put up for auction at Sotheby's. In 2023, the parure was sold at auction at Christie's for 680,400 Swiss francs. It is currently on display at the Art of Jewelry exhibition at Lotte World Tower in Seoul, where it will remain until March 16, 2025.